it's just it is Craig just like completely not even giving a shit no more?
Craig failed as soon as it started.
Craig has failed miserably. We're 5 seconds into this and Craig has already failed. All right. Well, that's a good way for Ty to actually start a show for the first time in forever. So that's where we'll just start with Craig being a complete screw up. So, good evening. I am Ty Worsham. I am Commander Tierville, and this is Loose Screws. And I am hosting this episode of the show. For those that don't really know me, because we have some new people who listen to the show, I started this show and had to take a hiatus, and I am in the process of returning. But yeah, that's the poop. But we are here to talk about Odyssey. But before we do that, I have people here in the chat with us. I never can remember how you guys want to be introduced, so I'm going to introduce y'all as I see fit. I'm going to go with the Big Cheese, also known as Brent Spiner's body double, Lieutenant Commander Data. How's it going this evening, bud?
Hey, it's going okay. We've kept the proverbial seat warm for you.
Yep. The other person with us is our squadron commander, who has led us to victory in multiple places, and probably in failures in multiple places that I don't know about. Is Commander NL Haight. He's our little cheese. You doing all right there, buddy?
I am not Nate, and I'm doing golden.
Did I say Nate? I thought I said NL Haight. I just can't talk, man.
You got it right this time. But like, so I know that sometimes you struggle to not call me Nate.
I do.
I imagine some of the listeners also go, Nate, wait, there's an L and an H and a space in there?
Okay, so little Ty Worsham backstories here. So I actually had to go to speech class when I was very young, and because I had a real bad stuttering problem. And when I get nervous or flustered, I talk really fast, and I will literally merge words together. So one of the things they taught me in the freaking kindergarten speech class was to imagine a bouncy ball with your text and follow the bouncy ball as you talk to create a rhythm as I talk. So yeah. Yeah, there's that. So yeah, now I've completely embarrassed myself. So to begin with, as we always head into Trax, who is our lead person, couldn't make it tonight, but he might join us a little later on. So if he does, cool. If not, then we will talk about Odyssey and complain about Odyssey without him. So Trax was cool enough to actually set us up some notes here, and it's been a while since I've done this, so y'all have to bear with me a little bit. So the website, loosescrewsed.com, loosescrewsed.com, so you can bounce and ball. You can join us on the Discord, and FYI, the merch store that you can find on the website, I just put up a Loose Screws logo tumbler, and if you use the code SUMMER21, all caps, you get 10% off right now. So I will shamelessly plug that. Shamelessly plug it. Shamelessly. If you want a really cool mug, we don't really make money off that, but yeah, if you want some really cool things that have things on them, then go do that. There's a baby thing in there. I'm still waiting to see a baby picture of someone wearing that. I don't know what I'll do if I ever see that, but it hadn't happened yet.
Tell you what, as soon as I make a new baby, we'll get you a fresh picture of a new baby in a newborn onesie.
Who was it? Okay, the whole reason I had that is because before I left, someone said, I'm going to order that for my newborn baby. Who was that?
It was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
He's growing out of onesies now, though.
Oh, that's some of that bullshit right there.
We got a couple of people.
Look, you got to cram your kid into a
away.
onesie for a
That's-
picture. Is what you got to do.
That's what happens when you feed them and you water them. They grow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So, data saying don't feed and water your kids. That's what you think. What you want to do is teach them how to smoke. That way they can stunt their growth early. So,
Or if you're from around these parts, from these hills, you just sadly fill their baby bottle up with Mountain Dew instead of a formula.
Mountain Dew.
God, I love Mountain Dew. All right. Before we get off on a complete tangent here with lasers and whatnot.
What's everyone's favorite flavor of Mountain Dew? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm actually on that diet, on that Mountain Dew Zero right now. Like the diet, not the actual diet Mountain Dew, but the Zero Mountain Dew. You know, whatever the hell they call it.
Like Coke Zero, but Mountain Dew.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Oh,
and it
nice.
tastes like Mountain Dew to me. So,
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to be talking about Odyssey, the 16,000 patches they've had for it, or the 16,000 hotfixes and the 2 patches they had. And we're going to talk a little bit about David Braben and some of the things he said. And before we even get too deep into that, though, I'm going to ask Hate to do the squad update. And is this a typo or is it really fedneck?
That is really fedneck, and it is a growing problem.
Okay.
Long pause.
What kind of problem is it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Long pause so our audio engineer can get the appropriate sound effects in there.
Oh, yeah.
Pew, pew,
Pew, pew,
Squadron
pew.
briefing.
When
Go ahead.
Wednesday, because the end's in a funny place in that word, and I think everybody on the planet says that word wrong. We started a conflict for control of V640 Cassiopeia, and I pronounced that word wrong because the A and the E at the end should be pronounced differently. And I am going full-blown hard R Downey today, and I'm real sorry. I hope I don't offend anybody by using words. But we started the conflict, and if memory serves correctly, we've attempted to take control of this system once in the past and got our butts kicked in conflicts. That hurts my feelings real bad. But I might be wrong, and we might not have ever had the control conflict. But because we are contesting the control of the system with a Federation-aligned faction, there's a group of players tied to nowhere that only support Federation-aligned factions for control in systems. And we call them the Fednecks because they are a growing pain. And it's driving me to do things I would not prefer not to.
So you're saying if we were to align ourselves with a Federation faction that they would? It'd be cool.
They'd support us then. Or if we were doing it versus another Federation, they would ignore us.
Well, I think it's time that we started supporting Zachary Hudson then. Damn, how big of a fly is awful.
That? Let's just stay independent. That way we can make friends out of everybody.
Make friends wherever I go.
Like the B part of the squadron update is we are shoulder up to shoulder with lots of very large factions. One of the top bounties Tuesday evening in V640 Cassiopeia was a commander from the Fatherhood, who we've pressed between the loose screws and the Fatherhood. We have pressed a third faction into conflict with both of us, which is mind-boggling that there's a player faction smashed between 2 very large BGS teams. Because I feel bad for those guys. They shall not be named. Their names have been on our podcast more than enough. Separately, if you go across the sphere of influence for loose screws the other direction, we're pinned up against Galactic 911 and the Wings of Justice, which are 2 different French squadrons.
Oh,
Yeah,
Take
well,
out the French.
they haven't been the best neighbors.
Wiped
So we're looking at
them
going
out.
up. We're looking at going up, and we're looking at going down. But southeast and northwest, we're up against pretty large player factions.
I have a sidebar question on all this. Have you and Nurgle, have y'all got together and figured out how all of the ground Odyssey stuff is really going to work and play out for this yet, or do we really even know?
I need to do some flying in game, and I try not to play while we're recording the podcast because I get distracted and then I stop saying stuff, and then I'm like a ghost in the podcast. Like I introduce myself, and then I do the squadron stuff, and then I'm silent for the rest of the episode.
That's how we want you.
That's fair. That's fair.
They are.
But-
I mean, we know. I mean, we're pretty sure of a few things, right? Or things we've been learning with them changing hands every day during a conflict.
Yeah, and we like until I do my flying round, I can't prove it for V640's sake. The Elite BGS guys on the Elite BGS Discord have been running some tests, and they know that ground CZs do not affect war winning at all. You could spend all day grinding out hundreds of CZs on the ground and have a straight tie at the tick.
That sounds broken.
But if you are changing installation hands every day, that might be a temporary thing until the console release because of all the server issues that are going on right now anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possibly a symptom of the consoles not being brought up to date?
Yeah. That's where I am. I don't know any code. I definitely don't know how the Cobra engine works.
We're up to Cobra 2 now, right? With this new thing, with Odyssey, and did they not do a engine swap out for Cobra 2? Did I misunderstand that?
England's English is a different English from American English.
Yeah. Well,
if it was in German, I'd have it.
But I can say Deutsch.
Kleiner.
Well, all right. So moving on a little bit here. There's a Galnet recap here with talking about the Oracle station falling from orbit. So during the charity stream, Art made a remark that Oracle is not really supposed to be falling at this time.
But this time
is what it says. I haven't got a chance to watch the stream because work has been ridiculous lately. But a station falling at all was not exactly a bug, so possibly intended for future events.
Pardon me shouting with excitement. My bad.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. See, the thing I've kind of thought about with this, and we'll talk more about this in a minute. I'm still convinced that there's going to be a storyline more involved with the whole Odyssey portion. And I still believe that they're not going to do it until we get, number one, servers sorted out, and number two, console release, because I don't think they want to spoil anything. So I think they're kind of waiting for that part to release for later on, but that's just a guess. I don't know.
Yes. So since CM Art made that mysterious remark about the station falling. So for a little bit of background, the Oracle station was in Delphi, which had a lot of Guardian artifacts delivered to it for a CG. It was attacked by Thargoids. Following that, and then people saw it falling. And whether it was planned or not for a Galnet article, after one server tick, the station appeared back where it should, back in normal orbit. After Art made that remark, there was a Galnet article about what happened, about how it was falling because of the damage from the Thargoid attack, and they were able to restore power and restore its orbit successfully. So, don't know if that was planned. Who knows how much planning ahead of time there was on that, or if they wrote that article after they saw the station falling. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of neat. A neat article either way. How it was actually happening in the game. The station was falling, and we could see it for a little while.
That would be really cool if they had it to where, excuse me, if they had it to where with Odyssey they put in some things that could change the station's galaxy, whatnot, a little bit more on the fly instead of on a tick. Made it to where it's a little bit more dynamic.
I could think of a few stations I would like to crash into planets nearby.
As long as they're all Imperial stations, I'm okay with it, bud.
They
Anyway.
were once part of an empire.
Yeah. So, y'all ready to get down to this Odyssey chit chat, or did I miss it? There is a giant fly buzzing around my room right now. Like it might be a bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put my 2 cents in on the new CG.
Okay.
And wrap up the previous CG.
Yeah.
There was the stuff hauling for Mahon and Keen.
I would say Keen.
Kane? No.
Kane? Yeah, Kane. Nikado Kane. That's the lady.
Yeah.
And I definitely am tired of Mahon's face, so I really wanted Kane to win. And I like money, so I wanted Kane to win, so we could stimulate some economies and hopefully get void opals and low temperature diamond prices up real high in the alliance. Large sniff, deep sigh. But Mahon won by a landslide. He got to tier 3 out of 5, and Nikado didn't get to tier 1 at all.
Jeez.
Cue sad trombone noise.
Sad trombone noise. So now Mahon is gathering more resources in a back-to-back hauling CG to build 5 new stations around Alliance space. And man, they're making it look like building stations isn't hard. Tying back in with what was just said, maybe we are going to start killing some stations or burning the bubble.
He's pro-democracy. He's building more voting locations. Woo!
You are a smart guy, and I had not yet thought about it like that. And I can't wait to see Jay Baron handling that.
No, but it's the Alliance Congress is who does the voting on this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right. And then,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What did that feller that we were all in love with say?
I have no idea.
Oh, not Braben. Braben didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, Braben. Well, let me come back to the Braben thing, because let me preface this Odyssey discussion by saying a couple of things. One, in no way, shape, form, or fashion does Loose Screws have anything against any developer, because I think that we all kind of agreed that it's not a developer's fault for Odyssey's launch.
Or the poor community managers.
Right. And you beat me to it. I was also going to say, by no shape or way or means do we blame the community management, because you guys are just trying to hose the fires out and trying to keep the ship afloat. So
if I can just throw a tidbit in, Zach responded to several questions in our general chat on our Discord yesterday or the day before from things that had been posted several days in advance of that. So I definitely know that they're probably buried in salty forum posts, but they are also going, Discord community to Discord community, catching up with everything that is said.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I have Frontiers community management. I haven't been around in a while, but you guys, ARF, I haven't met Zach. You guys are great. You guys take care of us, and I appreciate y'all very much.
They represent us well.
Right. The conversation we're about to have, obviously, is not going to be great toward Frontier because we are all pretty much in agreement that this was a miss. At least from what I've gathered. Now, I know we are recording this on May 27th. It's a Thursday. They released a patch today. I have not played it. It is actually downloading as we speak. So it may have fixed a lot of this. So, but the reports I'm reading on that, people who have played it, it's not night and day, but we're also only a week out. So I didn't expect it to be night and day. So I'm going to hold my comments for the end. And if y'all want to talk about the Braben post, if y'all want to talk about the hotfixes, y'all want to talk about the launch, y'all want to talk about y'all biggest problems, I'm going to let y'all start because I have a whole thing I want to say. We'll start with you, Data.
Well, I don't have a ton to say. I mean, I try to look on the bright side of things usually because I just try to have fun with the game. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely issues, inconsistent from user to user. We had a lot of people in our gang that had a lot of issues even downloading the game or downloading the hotfixes and the patches or real poor performance problems. But I've had a good time with it so far. It's worked out performance wise as well as I can expect with my PC hardware that I have. Been able to do some plenty of on foot salvaging and on foot CZs with friends. You know, the instancing was decent enough for me so far. But yeah, I mean there's definitely been issues with a major release such as this one. I'm not too big into trying to analyze or speculate on making video games or what goes on behind the scenes because I have no idea how any of this works or any of this gets made. But probably isn't just one thing you could say to sum up, issues that happen with something that's as big as this game is, and just with anything dealing with a big organization or a big company like Frontier. There's a lot of complicated things going on. Not one big, not just one person or one small group that's responsible for everything. But yeah, I've been having fun with it so far. But I try to keep a pretty simple view on things.
Were you able to play like launch day and then the days after, or what was your launch day experience like?
Yeah, it was okay. Definitely, that was the worst of the times because they had, for the first 2 or 3 days, they had to disable fleet carrier jumps for server stability, which
4
that
days.
was
Yeah.
4 days. Wow. Yeah.
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 I'll tell my story in a minute.
Yeah, I was utilizing the Apex shuttles a lot because we celebrated dubs, and me and a few of us celebrated the last night before Odyssey hunting Thargoids. So my carrier was out in the Pleiades for a few days when Odyssey launched. But no, it went okay. That was definitely the worst performance. In space, performance wasn't much different for me, but yeah, in stations and on settlements, all those issues that people have found with the calling, if that's how you pronounce it, where it's trying to render all the graphics everywhere all at once. I was definitely having those sorts of issues. But it's been improving for me performance wise. I mean, it's playable to me. I'm not a frames per second junkie like some y'all weirdos are. But yeah, I feel like I've been able to enjoy it well enough. since launch.
Do you kind of consider this a success on Frontier's part, or you consider it a failure?
I think the biggest failures has just been in talking to, just putting statements out there, like in some form, like setting, like I feel like we've talked about a lot over the history of the show for a long time, is setting expectations. And when no expectations are set, the community will take what tidbits that they have and make their own. And yeah, maybe that's what happened here. People were expecting a full finished experience to be launched all at once. I don't know, but yeah, that I've been happy enough with the game itself. Yes, but I just tried not to make any expectations for myself, especially after we heard about the alpha not really being the main development branch of the game, and how things would be split between PC and consoles for a while.
Yeah.
Like I just tried not to hype myself up too much about that.
What you think, Hate?
There have definitely been some very solid missteps because communication during the Rona has been difficult in every facet of the whole world. And I really think that them getting the product to market, though it's been messy, it's been messy, is definitely a testament to the labors that they have been putting forth. And when you have Dav and Dr. K. Ross and every member of the team that's been in the interviews, in the discovery scanners, in the trailers, you can tell that they're excited and they are pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into the game. And I think after a couple of weeks of work, both by them and by the community, to help report the problems that we're running into, it's definitely gonna get cleaned up. And I have a lot of faith that once we have access to the roadmap, and I know in the past they haven't been able to keep up with roadmaps. I understand it is a big game. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of facets to the game. Like the BGS, and compared to the fleet carrier launch, long ticks every day and 2 hours later is a whole hell of a lot better than double and triple ticks one day and then no ticks for several days. This is definitely could have been messier coming to the market. I was actually able to get to play on the first day as well. I had a very similar to the alpha problem where while I'm on foot, I only get about 20 frames a second. But my 660 Ti graphics card is a whole generation older than the new minimum specifications.
Okay.
So I like the new space stuff. I still get 55 or better frames in space, and I have it, V-synced at 60. So, like, space is still awesome. I know there are some full spectrum scanner things going on that make using it in bright star systems facing ice worlds can be very painful. But I play with a light on, so that'll probably be a lot less painful on my side.
Yeah.
Are they all super shiny now? Is that what's happening?
That's what I've heard. I haven't left the bubble in a couple of weeks, so I don't know.
All right. So my experience with Odyssey was a trash fire. I didn't actually get to play the Wednesday that it released due to work. So I logged in on Thursday. Well, let me back up. So I moved my fleet carrier out to the very first star system I ever discovered. And because I have all the planets in that system are first discovered by, first scanned by, and I wanted first footfall on all of them because, it's just what I wanted to do. So I moved my fleet carrier out there. So they disabled fleet carriers, I believe, Thursday morning, or maybe Wednesday night. I can't remember. I think I saw it Thursday morning when they disabled it. And at first I thought, okay, it's no big deal, a couple days. But I couldn't play the game. I couldn't go buy spacesuits to be able to run around and be able to play with the new weapons. Or I thought, well, I can at least go start exploring things. Nope, I couldn't. Between the crashes to desktop, between just all the server issues, coupled with the fact that my fleet carrier couldn't move, so I couldn't land and then go scan things in the neighboring star systems because I'm 1,500 light years from the bubble, and I couldn't do anything. I'd waited for this game, this expansion, pretty much as I started playing this game, and I could not play it. And I know I'm not the only one who couldn't do that.
No, that's the thing that makes this the hardest to judge for one person, is how different everyone's experience was. Like mine was okay, yours was not, obviously, and like Nurgle, I don't even know if he can play it yet.
Yeah,
He has a lot of crashes when he tries to play. Jane Trex had a lot of issues trying to play, especially in VR.
Reinstalled the game 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
Yep. I've actually tried out VR yesterday for the first time. Oh, that's a trash fire. Well, we'll come back to that. So my experience with launch was not good. My experience since Sunday, which was 4 days after when they re-enabled fleet carriers, and I was able to get back to the bubble and actually able to play the game. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 crashes, but the rest of the time it's been great. I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. Now, if we talk for just a minute about the interface needs a complete rework. It's I don't know what they were thinking on some of this stuff. Some of it I like. Like for instance, the Galaxy map is a great big pile of dog shit. The new station interface, I like. I like the new station interface. I think that's well done. The loadout interface, which again was supposed to be fixed today. I'm sorry, the suit customization interface, where you can customize, like you can make your shoulder pads different and your elbows.
Your livery for your suit.
Right,
your suit livery.
Right. Your suit livery. That was clearly shoveled in at the last second. And I know they specifically listed that on the list of patches today. I have not tried it out. But from what I saw, you would click on chest piece, and then you would click on or you click on chest piece, and then you would click, and arms would come up, and you click, well, okay, let me just click this arm, and then it would change your pants.
Yeah. And the patch notes mentioned something about like helmet transparent or opaque helmets. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah.
But it's I messed around with it some today. It's doing better at actually updating what it shows that you're wearing.
Yeah.
When you equip it. But yeah, when I try to equip knee pads, it just equips arm pads again. That's
Jesus.
Still happening.
When I first was messing with it, I thought I was doing something wrong. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, I'm clicking knee pads and it takes me to arm pads. Okay, well, maybe I need to figure this out so I can get this. Oh, okay, they just had this labeled wrong. So at some point I realized I'm sitting here doing this puzzle. They put in a puzzle for their fucking suit livery is what they did. And it's just kind of a trash fire. And I'm keep using that term because that's what this feels like. And for those that have never burned trash before in your life, you throw anything you want to on there, and it always smells horrible because it's trash. Trash burning smells horrible. So anyway, as far as actual performance, I didn't really notice much of a performance hit in 2D. It looked like it was running pretty well. I was getting about 70 to 90 frames in most places. If I was in a CZ running around shooting a bunch of people, it definitely dropped to around the 30, 45 mark. So, I mean, it's clearly not optimized. It clearly needs some work. I was getting similar frame rates in the alpha. So, they told us in the alpha that, well, this isn't optimized. It'll be optimized by launch. Bullshit. It was not.
Oh.
Not at all. Not even close. So, okay. So that was my opinion, and that's where we're at. So
they just had to say, like, it's not going to be great at launch. Like,
right.
people can take bad news,
Right.
and you just tell them about it.
So I want to talk about Braben's. First of all, I think it's really cool that David Braben stepped in and actually wrote. I think he's up to 3 responses at this point, if I'm not mistaken, about Odyssey. Which one of them is a little bit insulting, but at the same time,
yeah. Look, I'm normal too. I'm just like you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just break it down for a minute. So Braben, this is what he missed. All right, and this is my biggest issue with Odyssey. It's not the server disconnects. It's not the bugs. It's not the performance. All that shit's going to be fixed. They're going to fix it one way or the other. They're going to sort out the user interface. They're going to sort out the server disconnect. They're going to sort all that out. My issue is, where the hell are my pretties? Okay, they brought Dr. K. Ross onto, I can't remember what cast she was on, but she was up there talking about all the new lighting effects and all the new material effects and all the new cool things that they were putting in that's going to make Odyssey look just amazing and make it just pop and all the things. And there's this photo floating around. I posted it. I've seen it on Reddit. I've seen it in the forums, where some guy went to the planet that was in, I believe it was the second trailer that they specifically listed. That was an ice planet. And it's gorgeous. You can see mountains in the distance that have like white caps on them. You see like this blue sky. There's clearly a thin atmosphere because there's like a few stars here and there. And they drive an SRV on it, and there's these wonderful light reflections coming off the bottom of the SRV. And see, this is what I'm. And then at the bottom of the image is it taken live at Odyssey, and it looks like diarrhea.
Looks bad.
It looks like brown diarrhea, and it's bad. It's really bad. It's disgusting, is what it is. So
smooth to not enough fiber. Yeah, definitely.
So the whole thing with Braben and his apology, the biggest miss for me is that he didn't address the actual problem. And the actual problem is not the server disconnects or anything like that. That will get fixed. The actual problem is that we didn't get the product we paid for. We ordered a hamburger with cheese and pickles, and we got a hamburger without cheese and pickles. And it took longer than we expected for it to get here in the first place. So he's apologizing for the time it took to cook, and not for the fact that we're missing things on the hamburger to begin with. You kind of see what I'm saying? He's missing the fact that we are like, we expected this beautiful landscapes that were coming, these ice planets that we saw, just on the Odyssey website. There's like 3 or 4 pictures of. I have yet to see a live trailer, a live screenshot of someone finding one like that. And I'm on Reddit every day. I'm on the forums every day looking around through screenshots. Now, that being said, I have found some kind of cool looking places in Odyssey. I found some cool looking things, but I've yet to find an ice planet that looks like anything from the damn trailers. Where are these at? Because they're not where you told us they were. Because that's the shitty diarrhea planet. And that's my problem with Odyssey. That's what I'm worried about won't be fixed, because that's hard to fix. Fixing the server problems. That's not said that they're not hard to fix. I get it. But fixing the server problems, fixing the disconnects, fixing the bugs, those things will be fixed because they have to be fixed.
Like where did it go? Because didn't we see like video or screenshots when Dr. K was on? It was a Super Cruise News or a Discovery Scanner. I don't know what they called it. It was a couple of the CMs.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where they went. I don't know where they were supposed to look like. I have no idea. I haven't seen any screenshots that say that. Yeah, I've seen plenty of screenshots from before they released it, of these things. I haven't seen anybody live in game finding anything like that. So
I have seen Obsidian Ant. He did a video on this very subject. In fact, he did find a couple of pretty red, pardon me, fairly red atmospheres, but it was only at like the dawn dusk part of the planet.
Right.
You had to be in twilight in order to actually get the star low enough to cast heavily colored light.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that video too, and I don't know. I go back to about 3 years ago, actually about 4 years ago now, when they were at LaveCon and they showed us concept art from what they considered the ice planets to look like and what they wanted them to look like. And we're now 4 years in. We've seen screenshots. We got nothing. We've seen screenshots from their beta. We got nothing. This feels like No Man's Sky is what it feels like. Because when No Man's Sky released, we saw the great big Brontosaurus alien and the Tyrannosaurus Rex alien and all these beautiful things from all these other planets. And then when you actually go to these planets, they're not there. It feels like we did not get the product we paid for. So, for Braben to address it like that and basically say, we're going to fix the server stuff. We know you're going to fix the server stuff because you want people to play your game. I get it. No one has said, to my knowledge, anywhere from FDev, no one has said anything about where's our beautiful ice planets and why do we have this dookie diarrhea color on the planet that you showed us a 4-minute video from. And that's my biggest issue. So, anyway, I'll hop off my soapbox now because it's.
Is that and like I haven't thought too much about what you've just said. Is that because it's not the? I feel like I haven't heard as much uproar over that part of things. That because that's not the popular game loop at the moment for most people. Are most people trying to just fly their ships into combat and do the on-foot missions and combat? So that's what's getting most of the attention right now. Well, maybe that's what guided his statement. Maybe.
I mean, you make a good point, but there's other things too that kind of fall in line with graphics. Ship paint. Why does my paint look so much different on my vet from Horizon to Odyssey? Why does what happened to my pretty gold reflective stuff on my Triple Elite decal? It's gone. It's just white now. I mean, where did that kind of stuff go? Why did they make outfitting completely garbage now? Why does it work the way it did? I was never very happy with the way their outfitting worked, but now trying to put in 8 shield generators into a freaking vet or a cutter, I mean, it takes like 6 more clicks than what it used to. Who thought this was a good idea? And when you're removing a module, you have to make sure you click that little box so you store the module instead of immediately selling the module. Who the hell?
PSA,
what?
PSA, everybody listening, be careful when you're selling modules. You might accidentally sell an engineer module, and I don't think there's a warning. I don't think there's a warning that pops up beforehand either.
There is not a warning.
Yeah.
There's a little tick box when you're
There's a little
changing
tick box
modules that says
in the
sell or
corner.
store.
Yeah.
There's a little tick box in the corner of the UI, and it is more translucent than the rest of the UI. It's actually harder to see than the regular UI is.
Yeah.
Which is
Good. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm
rough.
sorry.
That's rough. That's a real kick in the pants if you have engineered modules that you just accidentally sold.
Yeah.
As people even here on our Discord have been reporting that's been happening to them.
Yeah,
It
UI issues in many of the
And in the
systems.
show notes or the description, if you're on YouTube, there will be a link to the first round UI change log, so you can have your voice heard. By Frontier.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Frontier has reached out and said that we're starting a, what do you guys want to see changed? And all I could think of is, man, import the interface from the last patch of Odyssey, because you had it right there. It was pretty good. There are things I wish you'd change. Oh, and I'm just going to bitch about this real quick. You went to the whole problem of updating and changing the galaxy map, and yet we still have 125 places for bookmarks. There's 400 billion planets, FDev, or 400 billion star systems, FDev. Give us 500 for fuck's sakes. I'm seriously. It's a perfect example of ship paint. I know I'm bouncing around a lot here, guys, but a perfect example of ship paint, and Trax pointed this out in the show notes, is the Azure. Nearly everybody has the Azure paint.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the biggest fan of the Azure color. I have it on some of my ships because it looks kind of cool here and there. But it amazes me how the paint looks really reflective and cool in Horizon on some ships. Again, not on all, of my opinion, but there's a cool reflective quality in Horizon, and then you put it in Odyssey, and it looks like it's a matte finish. Like it looks like you went from glossy to matte. Is what it looks like. And God, I don't understand what happened. I don't. Here's what I will say: what happened. It's rushed. It's clearly rushed. It felt like they were going to be rushing it when they first announced the split between between console and PC. It felt rushed again whenever we got to the alpha, and there's a lot of shit still broke. And then, I honestly was expecting an alpha, and then like 2 or 3 weeks after the alpha, a beta, and then like a month after the beta, this game to release. I didn't expect 2 weeks after that for it to release. It just, I don't know. I look at, we know a person with a 3080 who is having performance issues
in 2D.
Yeah. And I do want to talk for just a minute about VR. And I know I'm jumping around a lot. It's been a while since I've done a podcast.
So what's the two big issues that I was understanding? Just poor performance all the time in VR.
Yep.
Plus not being a good experience when it goes to flat screen mode. Right? Is that the two?
Well, that's the two issues. So right now I was on a planet and I'm in VR. And I'm not even in a CZ or nothing. I'm just on a planet in VR, in walking around, and I'm trying to figure out why some things are flashing, like literally flashing at me. And so I close one eye, and I see this rock on the ground. So then I close the other eye, and the rock's not there.
No.
There are certain things that render in one lens that won't render in the other.
Oh boy.
I really don't think I would get motion sickness in a headset, but that would probably throw me off pretty fast.
In the ship, the radar, for me anyway, was not rendering in 3D. And that was one of the big things about rendering it, about being in VR, was that the radar would render in 3D, so you could actually get a better spatial orientation of where things were. And it's not rendering in 3D. And I figured out why. because one eye is rendering it and the other eye is not.
Jeez.
There,
They fixed the ship hologram. Is that in 3D now? I think the update from today said it should be fixed.
That was something else too, and that's not a big deal. Like, to me, they could take off the ship hologram, just give me a freaking interface with hull percentage and shield percentage, like an actual number there. By the way, that'd be great.
Instead of having to hit 3 or look down.
You know,
Yeah.
like 33% rings.
Looks at my crotch.
It's the thing about that irritates me the most about it, and I think Chig said it the best. Nothing is consistent. Nothing is consistently broken. Nothing consistently works. You know, we on any given day, we probably have about 10, 15 people on and off this server, and it seems like everybody has a different issue that's not working. And it seems like, you know, some people are working just fine. Some people have a couple of small issues, and some people, you know, like Nurgle, probably still can't even log in.
No.
Nurgle can log in pretty regularly. It's just that, like, sometimes he gets blue screen errors.
Yeah.
Somehow, the Odyssey launch is affecting his install of Windows, and that's just blowing my mind. And other people have funky bugs. Commander Crash Sharper, only one of his 2 Enforcer cannons can be reloaded at a station.
Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
What changes?
The AXI has a whole different batch of problems where gauze cannons and plasma chargers can be reloaded by jumping into supercruise and heat sinks.
Nice.
Until they run out of, you know, materials to synthesize repair limpets, they can stay in the field indefinitely. And if they don't have to use the repair limpets, like some of their better pilots can, they can just be in the field killing cyclopses or whatever until the cows come home and it's time for them to go to work again.
Yeah.
And man, there are some funny bugs and there are some blue screen crash bugs. I haven't heard of anybody's PCs being killed by it yet, but I hope it doesn't happen.
Here's what I can tell you about, like, I actually, in this computer here, knock on wood, I have never had a blue screen of death until my second day of Odyssey. And it was some sort of weird memory leak. And it had I got 64 gigs of RAM and it went to 65. It was some sort of weird memory leak that apparently they addressed in a hotfix or something somewhere, that because it stopped doing that. And it just filled it up. And I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand, like, why did the boardroom, why did the people higher up not listen to the developers when they said this isn't ready? Why would they push out something just to get sales? And, you know, last time I checked, I'm about to go check right now because I'm on Steam. Last time I checked, this game was overwhelmingly negative.
Yeah, people are doing their active civil disobedience by tagging the game as early access.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea at this point, because it's bad. This is not good. Actually, you know, on their freaking store page, I don't think you even go to the freaking. Oh, there it is. I'm just dumb. Yeah, Odyssey, mostly negative. 4,155 reviews, mostly negative.
All in the past week.
Yeah. And let's back this up. On launch day, this game set a Steam most concurrent gamers at the same time. Most concurrent gamers on the same game.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea, the previous record holder on that, I believe, was PUBG, and the one before that was Grand Theft Auto 5. That's what they had the potential. Oh my god, this video just showed the freaking ice world. Oh my god, I got to hit pause. I'm about to get mad. I'm just letting the little video play on the store page, and I just saw it. I was like, yeah, Frontier had the potential to beat PUBG and Grand Theft Auto 5 if they had just not rushed it.
I don't know. I feel like you're bound to have a lot of players bounce off of this game after they play it for a little while. The learning curve is so high.
Without a doubt. That's without a doubt. Without a doubt. But yeah. Here's an ice world right here. I just right there on the store page. Right here. I'll put this in chat. Look at this. Has anybody found a planet that looks like this? No, you have not. Because it doesn't exist. This is a made up thing that they made. This is horseshit, is what it is. And this is still on their store page.
This is the popular promo image of the SRV driving through the snow. It looks like, with the blue sky over the horizon.
Yeah. Which, this is one of the things I was excited about. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I don't want to go into a 4-hour tirade here. The things I do like about it, because I want to not be completely negative. I have fun running around shooting people. I didn't expect me to have fun running around shooting people in my space game. I didn't want FPS in my space game. I'm enjoying FPS in my space game.
Yeah.
So when it works, I do enjoy it. But yeah.
And I feel like one of the early game loops they push you towards is the salvaging, the empowering on these ground settlements. And I have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
So you run around and steal everything you can and turn the power back on to finish the mission.
Yeah.
Oh man, talk about needing to loot things. There's a whole new world of materials that you'll need to gather.
Hold on, I do have something about that and the bartender.
To upgrade, yeah. You've got a whole new system, whole new engineers.
You can't store the trade credits that the bartender gives you until later. Those circuits that you trade your resources for just disappear if you leave that menu.
Oh no, Your bartering credits.
Yeah.
So I haven't messed around with this much. It looks like you can trade in some mats for bartering credits for each category.
Right.
There's 3 categories of mats.
There's no wallet for that. If you leave that menu, any of the change, like if you do your trading and there's change left over, that change is gone.
Wow.
I wonder why would they change it from just straight up trading like they do for the ship mats? Because it's not like this class, this grade, you've got your 4 or 5 rows of different mats, grades 1 through 5 for each row. It's not set up like that for these new materials. Maybe that's why they're trying this new bartering credit system. It's very confusing to me. That whole interface still is.
So one of the things I read about today, and I do want to kind of touch on this, and we probably need some more information about it, was so there are some premium suits and weapons floating around from different vendors. And they said today that basically once they're sold, they're sold. Once they're gone, they're gone. Like they'll never come back.
Mm-hmm.
So like if number one, PSA, if someone's saying, hey, go buy this suit from these people and keep going back, it'll pop up there. No, it won't. Like once it's gone, it's gone. And if you are looking at a place and you see a premium suit, buy it.
You'll see the little 2 or the 3 on the
right.
So there's upgrade slots into which you put your engineering modifications. You have to use mats to unlock both of those things, or you can find these suits with that already done.
Well, real quick, and probably we need to think about it a little bit more. What do y'all think about like the randomness factor to that?
Seems very random. I haven't found a upgraded suit yet,
Yeah.
but I've heard in many places that it is a limited stock, and they're not guaranteed to respawn in the store there after they're gone.
I'm wondering if there's a BGS way to trigger those to spawn.
So they basically said they didn't comment about BGS stuff, but they basically said that they are random. So my gut says probably not yet, but maybe in the future. For them to say that they're random the way they said it makes me think that they're random. And I'm looking for the post right now, but I'm not having trouble finding it. They put it out in the forums, I believe, today. So of course I can't find it because it's gonna be one of those things.
I think I saw this same post, and from what I remember, it was just one person that had been doing a lot of looking around and had noticed you had better luck if you like set your system state to none.
Yeah.
He was more likely to find the Dominator suit in Federation systems, Maverick suit upgraded in Empire systems, just like things this person was noticing in general. I don't think he had done a in-depth look at it.
So, what I'll say about it, the randomness, what I don't like about that is, I think back to when the first iteration of Frontiers, where it was random and everybody hated it. So that's what this feels like. I don't know why they did it that way. It kind of feels like they threw it in at the last second kind of thing. So I'm hoping that they change that. I hope that they do something to fix that, or at the very least, here's underneath the I just want them to. I will grind anything out, but random. It's like, well, I'll never get these suits then because I will never be lucky to get them.
Well, I mean these suits that you can find randomly or whatever, it's the same sort of mods that you can earn yourself through the engineering. They're just pre-engineered suits.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
That's what can randomly appear. Yeah,
I thought they were actually like unique.
No, they just have these upgraded slots already unlocked, and sometimes they'll have engineering mods already in there.
Okay, well then I feel less bad about it then. Okay,
I'm assuming the suit engineering process is the same as ships now, where you just click through your upgrades. I don't think they made that part random, but I haven't tried it yet. I don't have enough mats. I need more manufacturing schematics.
On that note, it feels like they need to change the way that some of that stuff drops or that some of that stuff is obtained, because it feels, I mean, again, I don't mind grinding anything, but the grind does feel long. So
Dubs and Dav from Down to Earth Astronomy have both found that certain things do spawn in certain locations of the new engineering materials. So I don't believe it's going to be long before we find a new.
It's also entirely possible that it's just new. We don't have a lot of information yet on how to get them. So
there are lots of communities doing information drives, just like canned food drives.
Yep.
Just leave your bag of engineering data on your front doorstep, and the Boy Scouts will come by. The Space Boy Scouts will come by Saturday morning and pick them up.
Use the Canon plugin so that Canon can go through your journals real quick. Or EDMC so Inara can use your journals so that Canon and some other player groups can peep at that stuff. It's way less creepy than the way I made it sound.
Yeah. So, I think that's going to be our Odyssey chat, because I think we've shit on it enough. So, it's anyway. Got a little bit of news here from Commander Jilla Wiggler. Looks like he made it back to the bubble, and McPherson made it back too. For everybody that's still out on Distant Screws 2, you have until June the 30th. Is that right?
Yeah, he moved it back again to a later date.
Yeah, moved it back to get your gold star. I can't read those. Does anybody have eyes good enough they can read the damn shit? I can't do that.
Stats.
How do I do that? Yeah. If y'all want to go through those real quick.
The Elite Dangerous Star Map, EDSM stats for the expedition. We got 66,000 jumps made.
Damn.
If I'm reading this right, 4 million light years traveled. It's wild. 400,000 body scanned, 15,500 mapped, a little under 300,000 tons of fuel used, 80,000 probed, and 100 commanders dead.
Ugh.
Out there.
Well, some of the people that have been in the back in the bubble have ran into 4 stations and 2 planets already. And I've been shut down once, so I got 7 of those deaths.
I died to the 11G planet during the expedition. I was messing around there. Yeah.
Well,
one of them.
Little bit. So I had an idea for a community event we might be doing once server things kind of settle down a little bit. It will be commander catching. So we're going to find a planet where they have the geysers. So if you put a commander on one of these geysers, you go like 5 or 6 clicks in the air. And the idea is that one person gets thrown up in the air and other people in Sidewinders try to catch the fallen commander without him dying. So I got to work out some details on it, but it's going to be commander catching. So there will also be a flip side of that is if we can put a commander into orbit. I vote for Dubs to go into orbit first, and I'll happily try to figure out a way to fly him up there. So, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just realized I didn't talk about Dubs or Chig not being here tonight.
Who?
Or Nurgle.
Exactly. Or Nurgle. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of a piece of shit. I didn't think about that. Man, it's been a while since I podcast, so give me a break. So I'm going to blame all the things. Before we get down to the cheese and saying anything else, is there anything I've missed and haven't covered and forgot about?
There's this huge wall of green text in the show notes. And in the middle of it, Nurgle was saying that it was rushed also and kind of poorly thought out and agreed with you. And with, I believe it was Trax that put all this green text here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I purposely skipped that because I want him to, I'd say skip it. I pulled out some of the comments that first of all, I agree with everything he said here, but I highlighted some of the stuff he brought out in here that, if I sit here and just read it, it's going to lose some of the effect.
Yeah.
It's going to lose. Yeah. So I don't want to talk out of turn. If he wants to add something on here after he does the podcast publish, feel free to. I'll tell him that too. So yeah, that's it.
Other stuff. That fuel used in Distant Screws 2 absolutely does not include any of the tritium we use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
And it also does not include what those 2 dudes from the East India Trading Company did for us when they brought us fuel at Evelyn's Light.
Oh, wow.
And Ida found a bug because when stations are repairing, I try and keep I just stuff flowing through our podcast because I think it's real neat that they're moving mountains, doing such a benefit to the community. Their repairs on Artemis Lodge and Beaten Court Base have both been reset to 0%.
That's some of that bullshit
Oh
right there.
no.
That is
They were
some of
close.
that bullshit.
They were close to Artemis, weren't they? They were like in
One
the
of them they
80s,
had
weren't they?
finished.
Oh, really?
They should have finished both before the tick today and gotten either done.
Oh, that would. Ooh.
They were a little behind schedule because they didn't have the fleet carriers. With fleet carriers, they can almost repair an entire station in a single day.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, on a little bit of loose screws news. So our PS4 counterpart, Devo Looter, made triple elite this week. Between all the other stuff that was going on, he made triple elite. So, congrats to him. You can now enjoy your wonderful decal ugly because they uglied it up really good.
Well,
So,
he's still in Horizons.
oh yeah. So he can enjoy the pretty for another 2 or 3 months. So yeah. And the other little bit of news. Oh, congratulations to Devo Looter, man. Congrats to you, buddy. I know you worked on that combat one for quite a while. So congrats, man. Another little bit of news is Commander APOC won the Interstellar Screenshot contests this week or last week. One of the weeks.
Yeah, this
weeks
week.
running together. Yeah, this week. Okay. Weeks running together. Bear with me. So, congrats to him. That's cool shit, man. I don't like. What do you win when that happens? Do you win something? Do you win a
there's
paint job?
Paint job.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's really cool. Congrats to him, man.
Plus the prestige.
Yeah. Anyway,
And he's discovering APOC is through his massive trading to try to earn fleet carrier funds. These ranks beyond elite. He's up to elite 2 in trading now in Odyssey, which I had no idea was happening, but I think that's been confirmed that's true.
Yeah. Zach said that when he responded to us. There's 5 elites.
Yeah.
So APOC V will be elite in trade, elite V.
You know what that is, right? You know what they're doing there, right? They're doing prestige. Call of Duty's prestige style is what that is. So.
And back to your ugly triple elite emblem. I wonder if you're going to get your pretty one back when you're elite 5 and the 3 base trades.
Yeah, let me tell you about that. They can kiss my ass. I want my gold back. That's I worked hard for that one, not the bullshit one.
Just take the Corvette back out to Salame's Reach and actually go all the way out there.
Yeah, I thought about that. All right, so typically Chig does the cheese. I have a cheese, but it's not actually. I mean, it is actual cheese. But I discovered these, and people probably already know about them. But I discovered these freeze dried. Is that the right word? Where they're like they take all the water out of it, dehydrated. I discovered these dehydrated bags of cheesy goodness called moon cheese. And I saw them in Brookshires. Y'all don't know where Brookshires is, but I saw them in Brookshires. They had 4 of them. They had cheddar bacon. These are the names, okay? Cheddar bacon me crazy. Oh my Gouda. Cheddar believe it. And my favorite, get peppered jacked. These things are like little Cheez-Its size bites of cheese, but it's like dehydrated. So they're a crunchy. All they are is just cheese, and they're delicious.
They kind of what's the mouth feel here? Like Cheez-It mouth feel.
Yeah. We'll go Cheez-It, but you got to take out the cracker feeling, and it's more of a cheesy flavor than actual like artificial cheese flavor. Which I don't know if actual Cheez-Its it's artificial, but yeah. But I think my favorite is by far the Get Pepper Jacked. Number 1 because of the name, number 2 because I love Pepper Jack. Pepper Jack, I love Fraggle Rock, by the way. If you get that, message me. If you get that joke, message me. So, But the Oh My Gouda is good. The cheddar believe it I didn't really like. And you would think I would because it's just freaking cheddar. But the cheddar bacon me crazy is awesome. So yeah. Anyway, we've sitting here and chatted long enough. I don't have anything
Hold
else.
on.
Do y'all have any? Okay.
I have something brand spanking new, hot off the press, ready to go. Commander Shockwave 488 is going to go out to the conflict settlements from Operation Fudge. I can't remember. Man, now it's going to bother me. Anywho, they're the abandoned colony settlements and mega ship out there from when not
Muscadark.
not Inara or not Inra went out there and was trying to set up colonies in case Thargoids burned the whole bubble down in one of the previous games. He's going to go out there and on foot them on Sunday, May 30th. So that's brand new, fresh news. Happened right here in the middle of the podcast that he announced it.
Well, there you go. So I will not be here next week. I actually will not be online at all next week. I am taking a trip, going down to Florida, and gonna have fun there and come back. So I will not be here next week. I plan to be here the following week. I plan to be on every week show unless, there's like a vacation trip thing or a work thing gets in the way. So, but I think Trex will be here next week to handle things, and we'll handle things after. But I appreciate you guys letting me come on here and live old times and pretend like I still know what the hell I'm doing. So, because I do not know what I'm doing anymore.
You can't say that out loud, though.
That I don't know what I'm doing?
Shh.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for... You guys have anything else before we do the sign-off things?
Don't be a stranger, Ty.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. If you like the show, please rate and review on your podcast app. It helps people find the show. It also helps in other things in the way that the AI, NSA, where the hell it is, that actually tracks and finds and helps other people discover the podcast. So there's that. You should join us on the Discord, discord.io/loose-screws. And you can also go to loosescrewsed.com to check out the merch store. The merch store helps us pay for cool things like website and custom icons on the Discord, stuff like that. So, plus you get stuff with a really cool screw and galaxy thing on it that's all black and white, and that's what we want. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. I'll do better next time. If there is a next time, as far as me helming the show, I don't know. But anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all.